she didn't get to see the kids. That was one of her things. Whew. Yeah, that was one of her things, boy. That my grandmother was like, I remember she got on the phone with my baby mama before she died and said, all I want to do is see the kids before.
Uh, take your time. Take your time. Cause I know that's gotta be tough. And
Yeah.
this is why we do what we do. Cause these people don't understand. It ain't just about you taking your emotions and you ruining everybody and everything around you.
My grandmama sat on that couch and said, I just want to see the kids before I die.
Mm,
And
mm, mm.
so is she gonna lie and say, "Well, I don't live there no more. I don't live there." And you live 30 minutes away. I know you do. Like my lawyer know you do. My private investigator know you do. But you sitting there lying and saying just to be lying for like you could have just let them see her before she died. She didn't get to see her great grandkids before she passed away, and that sits on me for the rest of my life.
I wanted to see you. I wanted to talk to you on your man in your face.
Absolutely.
You understand me? I knew a few places you was at. I could have pulled up, but I don't think that was gangster. I wanted to come look you in your face like a man and tell you how I feel.
Right in the heart with a silver bullet.
I think they plotting on man. Don't fight their feet when they enter the lab. I feel a full stare.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. Some of y'all really think because you had a child, it gave you the power to be petty beyond God, beyond all belief. And I'll say this: like times have changed, and you're gonna start seeing responses. Or I can't say you're gonna start. You've been seeing responses um, that you know or of revenge that you would say out of pocket. That's what I'm gonna say. Now I said this before. I said this in one of my videos about the book in my playlist. For some of y'all, a child is your first taste of power, and just like they say, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Some of y'all, it's your first taste of power, and you become evil. And however long it takes you to grow out of your evil, there are some things that your pettiness will never be forgiven. It's unforgivable. This man was like his grandmother wanted to see the kid as a dying wish, and this woman's pettiness said, "You just got to die." I was like, okay, you got to. But see, people, I've seen people um, call the police on people, and they're never the same again. You get what I'm saying? Um, I remember there was a video on YouTube where I hate to say that, but that was a family issue. Her daughter called the police on her dad because she didn't want to be disciplined, and the police wound up killing her dad. But I've seen people where get somebody fired from their job, get somebody fired from numerous jobs, and then you're in court. That's on YouTube too. And now you're in court, mad because you can't get an increase on child support because you were so petty. You got this guy fired. I've seen women, mothers beat a baby. I don't know if it's still on YouTube. That was on YouTube. Beat a baby, tell you to come pick up the baby. And unfortunately, and this could go both ways. Like I've seen guys who, since you're gonna be petty, I'm gonna take these kids out. Now you ain't got nothing over me. Trifle, trifle. That's the response to this power dynamic. And this is where things go not just viral, but they go left, because I've also seen people try to be cool after being super petty. You know, that was a year ago. That was 5 years. That was 10 years ago. You gotta let that go. Nah, man, you gotta get away from me. Mm-mm, mm-mm. You know, I've seen people's pettiness, and the family is part of the petty. Like, because for sometimes, not only is it a mother's first taste of power, but sometimes it's mother's family's first taste of power, and you got grandma, grandpa, uncles, aunts. They in on the shenanigans, and they all happy and gung ho. And it's like, okay, better remember that. Now I've seen people need the people that they, you know, try to destroy. So now, now people go, oh, that's wrong, that's evil. Problem ain't that it's wrong and it's evil. The problem is so many people get away with it. I mean, predominantly moms, but they get away with it so much that nobody cares that it's evil and it's wrong. There's no consequence. So now what you're seeing is people making consequences. I remember somebody was so petty that that was on YouTube. They slept with the judge during the custody battle to win the case. And the judge and the lady wound up getting caught because they had a falling out. So ironically, she got what she wanted in the case as far as custody, but she wanted something else out of the judge, and he said no. And then, I'm gonna tell the world that I was sleeping with you during my custody case. Not, I, and that happened so long ago. I'm not sure if the mother lost custody because it wasn't that the times when they were reverse decisions like that. I'm pretty sure the judge got disbarred. I'm pretty sure of that. But you have that pettiness to get your way, regardless. Seeing that with when I said people call the police, you've heard the stories where people were dating a police officer, or or a friend of a friend is with the police officer, and they go to some guy's house and they hem him up, lock him up so he can't make it to court, so he can't make it to work, all as a favor, and then it gets back around to the guy. Seeing that. But then, people go, oh, you're supposed to let that go. No, you're not. No, you're not. You've seen people starve kids, literally starve them, just because I could do it. You know, you've seen people disappear with kids, and then the kids wind up in a horrible situation. But one of the people to blame is the father's not in the household. And it's like, that woman bailed. You've seen it, you know, because of the pettiness of wanting control. And now what you're seeing that pettiness on social media to the point where you're starting to see people lose custody of their kids behind their pettiness, because now you can get it on video and audio. And now you're seeing the thing where, and I hate to say it, but predominantly new moms who lost custody. I'm finna be a deadbeat. I gave the kids away. I don't care about them kids. I'm going to do this, that, and the third. They really think that guys are just out here being deadbeats when they don't have custody. No, that's not what happens. But for the most part. So now, when I say the pettiness have no bounds, it's like, oh, I'm done. Okay, be done. Be done. But there comes a point where people don't say the other part. All this pettiness and all this, these evil deeds and evil actions. This is why a lot of people um, are having mental issues, and people are getting sick, and people are, overweight. People are losing their mind. Is because, all of this pettiness, you carrying it with you. You carrying it. You doing the bad stuff. You doing the evil stuff, and it's weighing on you. And it's no nice way to say this, but God can't forgive everything. Some things is just no. You got to pay for that. I once saw this show clip of this guy who lied on two other guys and put them in prison for like 20, 30 years. And so they met up on the show. And the guy that told the lie looked horrible, sick, frail, just looked beat up. The guys that were in jail, actually in jail based on a lie, looked far more healthier, younger. And that's because the guy who was out of prison, the guilt ate him away. And the guys that were in prison, they were fighting for their freedom because they were innocent. And this is what I mean by, that's part of the pettiness. A lot of what's happening is the guilt is eating a lot of people away. And because you won't have that quote unquote power or control forever. And it comes with a cost. So, and that cost usually isn't worth it. And the crazy part about it is that at the end of the day, when the kids become adults, they don't rock with you like that. So I'm gonna leave it at that. It is what it is. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.